am your father.
Your father.
Ah, screw this. This sucks.
Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of 1 Minute Synthesizer Reviews. On today's episode, I'm reviewing one of my favorite subsets in the synthesizer family, the vocoder. Invented way back in 1939, the vocoder wasn't initially created to be a staple of electronic musicians the world over. From hip-hop to electronica, the vocoder is often mistaken for talk boxes and autotune, but it's none of the above. Military innovation turned synth song starter, the vocoder is one of my absolute favorite pieces in the electronic band. Well, after a long wait, it's my turn to see if this synth can really speak to me. So without any further ado, this is the Roland VP-03. The Roland VP-03 Vocoder is a polyphonic digital synthesizer harnessing Roland's patented ACB technology, short for analog circuit behavior. While on the surface the VP-03 clearly brands itself as purely a vocoder, you'll see immediately that it's truly taking a page from the VP-330 it's based on, featuring both human voice choir section and a synth string section. First off, the Roland VP-03 is built extremely well. It's my first Roland boutique, and while I wouldn't want to drop it on a concrete floor, I almost feel as if it would survive. Even the packaging is well done, quite possibly the best packaged synth I've seen in a long time. The VP-03 comes with everything you'll need to get started, including 4 AA batteries, an XLR gooseneck microphone with windscreen, and an extra windscreen. You can also attach the VP-03 to an external MIDI keyboard with the 5-pin DIN cable, or the Roland K25M keyboard with the jack underneath. A built-in speaker that sounds pretty decent is also conveniently on the bottom of the unit, which I personally like. An output jack and separate headphone jacks are around back, as well as a USB port so you can either power it from a portable bank or have the VP-03 interface with your DAW. Once you turn on the VP-03, you'll immediately notice the 5 major sections including balance, vibrato, vocoder, human voice, and strings. The balance section is basically a mixer, allowing you to add various amounts of each set of voices to the final output. Focusing on the strings section, you have a green button which toggles the section on and off. Starting on the right, you have the tune knob. Basically, this flattens or sharpens all notes globally. The attack slider acts as you'd expect, either shortening or lengthening the attack time of the string section. The tone slider can act as a filter, allowing you to brighten or darken the string sound. Let's check out the pleasant string sounds the VP-03 can produce. The human voice section features a synthesized choir sound featuring lower pitched male voices and higher pitched female voices. You can combine them to achieve a thicker sound, and the included ensemble creates a chorus effect to widen this. Let's take a listen. The vibrato section adds modulation effects to your sound. The depth slider determines the width of the sound, and the rate determines the speed, whilst the delay time slider specifies the time from which the tone sounds until the vibrato reaches its maximum amplitude. Alright, so it's time for the piece de resistance, the vocoder section. So let's get up close and personal.
This is the sound of the vocoder with the chorus off. And this is the sound of the vocoder with the chorus on. The tone slider changes the tone of your voice from very bassy to having more top end as you turn it up. You can use the direct mic slider to change your voice from the internal sound to the sound of the direct mic as well. You can use the vibrato section to add modulation to your voice. Just turn the depth slider up and the rate slider up to get even more wild of a sound. I think it sounds pretty good. What do you think?
The Roland VP-03 also conveniently comes with a very capable 16-step sequencer. To put it to good use, just follow the next simple steps. Step 1. Press the illuminated memory button and turn it off. Step 2. Turn off all the steps in the sequence by pressing the illuminated steps 1 through 16. Step 3. Let's enter a sequence of just 4 steps, so press buttons 1, 5, 9, and 13. Step 4. Press and hold the numbered sequence buttons for the steps you want to add notes to, and press 1 or more notes on the keyboard or adjust the C1 ribbon slider. Do the same for steps 5, 9, and 13. Step 5. Press the play button to run your sequence. You can increase the tempo of your sequence by pressing and holding the play and stop button and moving the leftmost ribbon slider up and down. You can also change the note length of all the steps by pressing and holding the play stop button and moving the rightmost ribbon slider up and down. There's also a chord memory function. First, let's make sure you're in the memory settings page. You can tell this when the memory button is illuminated. Step 1. Press memory to enter the chord memory mode. Step 2. Hold the illuminated memory button number 1 through 16 and press the play stop button. Step 3. Play a chord on your keyboard. Step 4. Press the blinking chord memory button you previously pressed to make it solid, and you're all set. Now the chord that you played will be mapped to middle C, and you can play it up and down your keyboard. Pretty sweet. This all sounds great, right? So what don't I like, you ask? Well, for one, while the build quality is fantastic, the ribbon sliders are subpar. There is a way to adjust the sensitivity, but maybe coming from more expensive touch-sensitive sliders, I'm just not used to what Roland provided here. Second, I would have also liked to see a line level input with the dedicated jack. I like to vocode drum machines, so while I assume most people are getting this for voice, more options are never a bad thing. Lastly, the sound just isn't extremely inspiring. But hear me out. I don't know exactly how to put my finger on it, but I've used plenty of vintage synths, and there's something about the VP-03 that just can't give you the chills you might get from using a genuine analog vocoder. And with that being said, I give the Roland VP-03 Vocoder my final score of 6 vocoders I'd rather have than the VP-03 out of 10. The Roland VP-03 is a pretty good effort, and while it brings the sound of a 70s vocoder to a new generation, I'm not sure if it's really enough to make a vocoder enthusiast sing its praises. 10 bands is nice, and it definitely gives that flavor some might be looking for. But to me, well, I need more. I get it, Roland made the VP-03 as a miniature VP-330, and if my review was only based on that, I'd give it a 10. I just feel like more value could have been added to this package. So what's the verdict? The VP-03 vocoder sound is well in the vicinity of a vintage virtuoso vessel it attempts to emulate. Unfortunately for me, my excitement for it quickly faded, and I yearn for the return of my MS-2000B. If this is your first foray into the world of hardware vocoding, you'll be more than happy with the rehashed Roland in this box. So enjoy. But my suggestion? Just download the Tau vocoder and save yourself the $350 for when Roland eventually releases something truly outstanding. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Remember, if you like this, be sure to smash that like button, and if you're new here, subscribe. Be sure to follow me on Instagram and Twitter so you stay up to date on all things synth related. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.